fundamental architecture of the system is flawed. When the invasion of Ukraine happened, I was asked by the Ukrainian government to speak at the Security Council. And one of the things that I said is, we are here because the same generals who were butchering civilians in Aleppo are now butchering civilians in Mariupol, and we're here because no one did anything the first time around. So what lesson should they draw? You know, the lesson is, if you do it, you'll get away with it. And, you know, that is the driving force of my career, is to stop that from being the case and to try and make inroads away from impunity and towards accountability whenever I can.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what was the last democratic action you did in the last 2 weeks? 2 months?
We have been traveling all around Lithuania to the regions where local media is dying. So the main watchdog which secures our democracy is dying. And trying to hear people, hear their voices, what we want to see on media.
Engaged journalism is a thing, and you can do that, and it works, and it can compete with social media. And journalism is obviously very important to democracy. So that's my input to promoting democracy.
What I thought is really interesting in the conversation which we had on social media and democracy is how difficult it is for every participant in the panel discussion to talk about what is their own personal involvement in democracy today. And that is something which is really significant, because it sees and shows us that the representative democracy which we are living, has a lot of holes, a lot of gaps which we need to fill, and where the processes of democratic participation are for many people very abstract and reduced to one vote every 4 years for a national parliament.
Some new faces, but groups with disability or migrants. First of all, let's choose those people. Yes, so you have 5 minutes.
For me, journalism is not sitting behind your desk and spewing out words that are being told to you, but it's going through to the people and talking to them. You meet so many interesting people when you go out and talk. So don't stop interviewing the people. Keep on doing that, even more than you're doing now, probably.
Talk more with your audiences, go out of your reductions and try to focus more on solutions, not only the problems.
I just want people to have those connections with each other, some people to gain more trust with journalism and journalists, and to come out of it feeling like their voices were heard and their stories were heard, and maybe something shifts in their thinking, and some of the gaps can be bridged through this cooperation and communication and seeing each other face to face, being open to each other's stories and experiences. Like, that's how I see it. That's what matters most to me, and I think that's the purpose of this project to begin with.